And then oh, I remember this one. On the pineapple show video, Clear says, "I'm sorry, bro, but honestly, you come across as kind of creepy." And then Crown Clan says, "Yeah, this was hard to watch." I do not disagree. I do not disagree, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with your assessment, your analysis. When I went on the pineapple show, I was not trying to be cool. I was not trying to impress those girls. I was having fun. And that's really my approach. Anytime I do talk to girls, it's just I try to have fun. And so if you watched it and your conclusion is that I came across as being creepy, I accept it. I don't have a problem with that. If I went up there like seriously trying to impress those girls and trying to make them like me, and the end result was looking creepy, then I got something to worry about. But you guys know this because you watch my channel. I'm a weird guy anyway. I'm weird. So when I'm just being myself and having fun and interacting with people, yeah, I'm gonna come across as being a little off sometimes. I mean, that's what comes with it, you know. So I agree. I agree, but it's only a problem. It would only be a problem if I was trying to get hoes. Um, but and really the reason why I don't feel bad about someone saying something like that is because I've noticed that, especially in recent times, that I can have positive interactions with girls while being myself. When I think about the fun I had talking with Iris, doing the Iris interview, meeting Kayla, the girl at the gym, especially the girl at the gym, because I remember when we were talking, like, I was surprised how, like, as I'm like just revealing more and more about myself, I'm thinking that she would just like me less and less, and she was going for everything. She was going for almost everything. I was like, damn, I'm really like hyper being myself now, and we were vibing, and that just lets me know. It reminds me that it's more about just finding the people that vibe with you. So I'm not bothered if some girls think I'm creepy, because I know that to some people, they're not going to like my energy and my personality, and to other people, it's going to be a vibe. And that's why I always be myself though, because if I creep a girl out and I push her away, we were never meant to be together. It was never meant to be. But if I'm being myself and having fun, and I'm able to maintain a conversation or have a good interaction, then it was meant to be. And if I was trying to be cool, if I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't, then that interaction might not have went the same way. But for me, it's all about being myself and just seeing who vibe with me and who don't. If they don't vibe with me, then it's cool. And so Seth Bro says on the 33-year-old virgin, "Are you a Gemini? And do women think you're gay because you're not being thirsty?" I'm a Cancer, not a Gemini. And Flashfire says he is a little too heteronormative masculine for that to be a possibility. Also, contrary to popular belief, very few women care about astrology as much as you think. No, you know what? I do get the gay accusation. I know that, I got the muscles and things like that. But you got to remember, I'm goofy too, and I'm very friendly. And so I think that's a reason why sometimes, because I've even been hit on by gay dudes before, and I've talked about it before. And I think, again, it's because the combination of being like handsome and fit, but also just very friendly and nice. And so I've gotten it before. But I think also, like you said, it's because it's not so much not being thirsty. I think it's because, like, people never see me with bitches. Cause I remember this one specifically. There was a girl in the neighborhood, and I was like 25 or something like that. This was years ago. And she was like 14, 15. And I could tell that this girl liked me. But of course, she was underage, so I wasn't going for that shit. But she was a girl of the neighborhood. And I remember one time she had asked me if I was gay. And I said, nah. And you know, sometimes when you just read a situation, you can kind of tell where a question or that idea comes from. I think what it is with me is that people, again, you have this handsome guy, this handsome fit guy, but he's known for being weird. And it's like, we know him, but we don't know him. Right? And it's like, what do he got a baby mama? Do he got kids? Like, and I think that's kind of where it comes from. I think because I've gotten that a few times, but I think that it's primarily because it's like a curiosity thing of like, wait, he I don't know, he kind of cute and he in good shape. Like, he ain't got no, wait, you saying he ain't got no baby mama? Like, cause you got to think, where I'm from, especially with young black men, typically you're going to see like your track record with bitches. You know, like, oh, he used to date her, or he used to do that, or he got 2 kids, he got that. I think that's where that comes from, though. I got no track record with bitches. And so I think sometimes people just default to thinking that, oh, he just must be gay. But I have gotten it before. And so Black Baron says on the same video, at 11 minutes, so you ran across a woman who has similar interests, is somewhat attractive, and you didn't pursue because she was a non-normie like you. Be honest, do you even want a relationship at this point? And then Clear says, for most of these guys, you can exchange the N for a vole in front of cell. I never claimed to be an incel. I would heavily claim vocel, if anything. So I don't mind that, Clear. I'm definitely a vocel. I'm not an incel. Let me reiterate. But did you listen to the story? Did you listen to the story? And that was the one about the girl that was with my sister, and she like anime, but I got the vibe that she was crazy. But the point of that story, now he says non-normie, but it's different types of non-normie, right? Her non-normie is BPD crazy bitch. My non-normie is like weird anime nerd. Big difference. And so this is just one thing that maybe I can't expect this from other men, because men just tend to be so desperate and not to have standards. But you come across a girl and you get a bad vibe about her. You get this is a crazy bitch vibe, because that's what the point of that story was. Yes, we had similar interests. She was okay, but I felt like this is a crazy bitch. Why the hell would I pursue a girl if I'm getting a bad vibe and I'm getting the sense that she is a crazy bitch? And on top of that, she hanging out with my sister. Guaranteed crazy. You do not hang out with my sister unless you are crazy. I promise you. And again, it's just one of those things, bro. Like, we have to do better. We have to do better, man. Like, when you see the red flags, you have to listen to that shit, bro. I don't care if I'm a 35, 40-year-old virgin. If I meet a girl and she seems right up until a point where I see a significant red flag, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. That's just foolish. Pussy is not worth ending up with a crazy bitch who's gonna mess your life up. You have to listen to your gut. You have to have standards. You have to listen to your intuition about this shit. If you get a bad feeling, it's probably for a reason, you know. And I think back to my friend and the girl that he's with now, going back to when he first met her, and he was telling me all the stories about her and the little things she would do. And I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. And I'm warning this guy, you know, you need to get out of this situation. And he never did. And now he's so deep in the maze of her insanity, he can't get out of it. He got kids and stuff with her now. But that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, you gotta listen to your gut. Like, I don't care similar interests and somewhat. The bitch is crazy. I'm not fucking with no crazy bitch. But if I don't see, you know, a significant red flag, I'll go for it. And right after that, I talked about the girl that I met at the gym, and she was less attractive, but we were more of a personality match. I didn't get the sense that she was crazy. And so I actually asked her if she wanted to kick it and hang out, but she had a boyfriend. So of course that didn't work out. But as long as the opportunity seems good, I'll take the chance. But I'm not rolling the dice on a crazy bitch, bro. And so on the same video, YouTube screen name says 33KB here too. I guess this is our Jesus year. Hang in there. Love the positivity you bring. I appreciate that. I think Jesus died when he was 33, right? Amen. Amen. But that's one of the best things I love to hear. I love it when people appreciate the positivity, even though I think sometimes when I talk about these subjects, it can come across as being like negative. The primary message for me is always finding happiness, regardless of what your shortcomings may be, regardless of what you don't have, appreciating what you have, figuring out the things you have in your life to value, that you can value and feel good about. I always try to put an emphasis on that, you know, as I wrap these kind of videos up. And Darnan says, bro fumbles his chances for an entire year and makes a video justifying it. And then Black's Baron says, facts. It seems like he's just content on not losing it. I am. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm ready to die a virgin. Like, if I died right now, you know, the fact that I never got to experience having a girlfriend and having sex, you know, okay, that's yeah, like, damn, I missed out on that. But that's not like the biggest thing that I really feel bad about. I would feel more bad about not having like more experiences like what I had at GalaxyCon. You know, being able to meet cool people that I can relate to and vibe with, have fun with. I'm just now starting to really break out of like my shell in terms of like my home city. So, you know, not being able to travel and see the world and seeing different people and those types of experiences. All the music I could have made and the beats and the content, the videos, seeing the direction of the world and where we're headed, good or bad. New video games coming out, anime, movies, and experiences with my family. But honestly, getting a girlfriend is like very, very low on that list, man. But that's just what it is. Like I'm telling you guys, like it's even though I would like to have it, it's not that big of a deal. It's not getting in the way of me being happy or enjoying my life. But I gotta say this though. Bro fumbles his chances for an entire year and makes a video justifying it. Where did I fumble? I don't think I fumbled anything that, like, out of all those experiences, I didn't fumble. Like, think about it. So the phone is ringing. But yeah, I didn't fumble anything. Like, look, the first girl, a 49-year-old, crazy, bad attitude, old black woman with 3 or 4 kids that I work with, who has the negative energy of a demon. Okay. Fumble. A crazy bitch that likes anime but is clearly crazy. Fumble. Okay. The girl from the gym. Now, as I realized that, oh, we got a connection going on here, I do my part. I asked her if she wanted to hang out, but she had a boyfriend. That's not my fault. That's not a fumble. I shot my shot and, it got blocked. There's nothing I can do. And what was the other one? The Tinder girl? Again, some random hoe that I felt no connection with whatsoever and who ended up ghosting me anyway. So, like, to me, that like a fumble is like you have a good opportunity. Like, you got a chance. Like, I got it. Like, that's it. Chance. And then you fuck it up. That's a fumble. If you have a good opportunity with a girl that you believe would have been good for you and you fuck it up, that's a fumble. I didn't fumble anything. I mean, if anything, I should be given credit for the self-control and the wisdom to avoid those. I mean, like, bro, we have to do better. I love you guys, but we got to do better. If that's what you got out of that clip was that I was fumbling, you need to do better, bro. I'm sorry. We have to do better. And that's like to take that when I explain what those situations were and why they wouldn't have worked out. So we're going for 49-year-old ghetto single moms now. We're going for crazy bitches now. We're going for random Tinder hookups that literally just told me that she just hooked up with a guy not too long ago. We're trying to get with girls who got boyfriends. Like, we're not going to respect that boundary. A girl tells you she has a boyfriend. We're not going to. Bro, we have to do better. If you listen to that and you saw that as a fumble, you need to go within yourself and do some self-analysis, bro. We have to do better. We have, like, if anything, you should be like, finally. A brother with some standards and some self-control to hold out for a good situation, to hold out for a good girl that'll be right for him. I feel like sometimes people just want me to lose my virginity just to lose it with no concern over the quality of the girl I'm going to be with or anything like that. They just fuck it, man. Like, just dive into a fat bitch. Okay. And then on the same video, Clear River says, the way you were acting on the Pineapple Show kind of freaked me out. It was like you were purposefully sabotaging yourself. You are 100% vote sale and will probably be making these update videos for the next 20 years. I agree. I agree. And then TMY says the Pineapple Show, and he responds and says, look up Pineapple Show, his channel. It's Botcast episode 42. Skip to when you see him there. So we had already kind of talked about my appearance on the Pineapple Show, but I'm just going to confirm, yes, 100% vote sale. And I get people's concern, but I'm telling you guys, man, I know you don't get it. If you haven't reached that point, then I can't help but understand why you would say something like that. But I'm telling you, when you get to that point where you take full accountability for your own happiness and you realize, look, me being depressed, me not feeling good, me being unhappy, it has everything to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with no females, no bitches, hypergamy, Chad, Tyrone. It got everything to do with me. You know, when I was at that darkest part of my life, when I was depressed and suicidal, I didn't go outward and start blaming people. I went within and I dealt with the shit within myself that I needed to deal with. And what I realized was that, happiness is achievable. Happiness is possible with these two hands. Happiness is all about me, and when I I wouldn't say perfected that, but when I've truly internalized that and that just became like my frame of life, my frame of view, it's liberating. It's really liberating, when you reach that point, when it's not just about the freedom of not having to kowtow to women and go through humiliation rituals to get girls and jumping through hoops for bitches. It's not just about that. It's like, really, I've applied that more to guys. Like guys I had to cut off, people that used to be friends, but I had to cut them off because, we headed in different directions or disrespect. Like this, even family, when you realize that your happiness is all about you, it's all about you taking accountability and responsibility for it. It changes how you look at a lot of shit, and you don't take shit from people. You don't take shit. You don't tolerate bullshit because you realize I don't need them. I don't need you. I don't need him. I don't need her. So when you see me doing shit like that, that's the freedom, man. I'm trying to get y'all to feel that. It's the freedom. It's because for me, it don't matter how a girl responds to what I do or what I say. She can like me, she can not like me, whatever. I know at the end of the day, whether she like me or not, I'm gonna be okay. And that changes everything. And it frees you. It's liberal. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can be a weirdo. Basically. You can finally be the weird motherfucker you always wanted to be. Okay, and then Crownland says on the same video, so wait, you would watch porn but won't do hookups. What's the difference? Usually it's no emotional attachment with hooking up. Same with porn. So what's the difference? I think you're romancing your definition of a relationship way too much without being in one, man. And then Young C says, watching a video clip in your own privacy of your home and actually connecting with another human being, private parts, is very different. Thank you. And then Crown responds, he says he can do whatever he wants, no hate there, but I do have to question the logic. How are you cool with watching porn and even making a whole pro porn video? You watch that. But then turn around and say, I'm not with hookup culture because I need a connection. Unless he has a connection with porn, nah, man, that ain't healthy. So let me break this one down. That's a good question. That's actually a good question, Crown. But we got to address the first part. So you would watch porn but don't do hookups. What's the difference? It's a big difference. It's a big difference. The thing about porn, masturbating to porn is all about you at the end of the day. It's a you thing. There isn't another person involved. Like, you're watching people fuck, or you're watching different types of smut and kink and things like that. But it's just you. It's you in your chair playing with your little dick, and so there's no other person there. Now, obviously, there are the big differences. Like, you can catch STDs going around hooking up. You're not going to catch a disease, watching porn. But I could very well catch a disease from a Tinder bitch who just told me that she just hooked up with a random just to get some quick dick. By the way, 50% of black women have herpes. Look it up. So probably not a good idea to hook up with somebody like that. But I digress. So STDs are one of the big differences right there. But I think that when you're talking about having sex with somebody or spending time with somebody, period, there's a higher standard that has to be met than when you're doing something by yourself. When you're doing something with someone else, you want it to be with somebody that you like or somebody that you have a connection with. I'll put it like this. Let's take sex and porn out of the equation, right? Let's say that you were going to a movie you wanted to watch was coming out, like you really want to watch this movie, would you rather go to the movie theater by yourself or with somebody you don't like? Would you rather go alone or with somebody where you like, I don't really like this guy. I don't really like, but I'm just gonna go. If you go to that movie with the wrong person, it could sour your whole experience. Or anything, or you bought a new video game. Would you rather play it by yourself or with somebody you don't like? Anytime you're doing something with another person, you want to like that person, or you want it to be someone that you can enjoy their company with. And so, like I said, there's a higher standard that has to be met than when you're just masturbating, because I like me, right? I'm comfortable in my room masturbating to porn. Like, it's like you good? I'm good. Right? But anytime you do anything with another person, there has to be a standard met in terms of connection, because you don't want to spend time with somebody you don't like. You don't want to spend time with someone that you don't enjoy their company. And so as I'm talking to this girl, I'm just being honest. She's telling me about herself, and I'm like, I don't like this bitch. So why would I want to share my body, and not just my body, but my space, my home, my time with somebody I don't? Now, like I said before, men, we have to do better. This is all. It all goes back to that. We got to start having standards about shit, bro. We got to do better. Hook up with this random bitch for what? She ain't offering nothing of value but whole. Nothing. And it's like I told you guys, man, that girl from the gym, she looked like a gremlin. But damn, but her mind, her personality, her soul, the connection, that put her above all the girls, all the cute, crazy anime bitch, the Tinder bitch, that put her heads and shoulders above them, just because I like talking to her. I like being around. I could see us being like sharing time together, being in this room, having fun together. That's what's important right there, bro. Not just, well, I don't like the bitch, but I'm a fuck. Like, bro, come on, man. And then on top of that, when you have women who will do these false accusations, or girls that are crazy, and then they start slashing your tires or stalking, it's like, this is why you have to have standards, bro. You need to care about a woman's character. You need to care about a woman's personality. If you get that bad feeling, you need to listen to it, bro. Like, stop thinking hole up, nigga. And then Absolute Emperor, a fellow virgin, I remember, I got the same viewpoint as him in this regard. Hookups are more reckless, risky, and more damaging than watching a video in your privacy. Plus, on top of that, the unwanted amount of BS and drama that's possible to invite into your peaceful domain. Jujutsu Kaisen. But exactly. Like, it's too risky. It's way different, bro. Porn does not come with those same type of problems that actually dealing with a real person is. Like, you gotta have a higher standard when you're talking about actually bringing somebody into your life. At the very least, you should feel good about that person. Like, okay, let me get to know this person. And then Flashfire says, although it is different, one is earned, the other is scientifically studied to affect people in negative ways. Every single thing has negative downsides. I think this is a moment of choose your hard. But you are trying to make it seem that porn is overall better. Well, I would argue clearly for men that are incel or have trouble with women, porn is 1,000% the greater evil. I disagree. And we can agree to disagree, but I 100%, I 1,000,000% disagree. Because we're throwing numbers out. But, and we can just backtrack the things I was saying before. How is porn 1,000% the greater evil when you think about all the people out there that caught STDs from hooking up. Syphilis, herpes, HPV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV, except like that by itself puts hooking up on a way different tier than so. And you guys know on pro porn, and a lot of it, I'll be honest, I'm projecting my experience. I'm someone that I know that I used to really overindulge in porn to the point where I was like, I need to cut back. I have a problem. But you know what I did? I cut back, I dialed it back, and I found balance in the indulgence of pornography, you know? And so I look at it way different. So, I mean, and then on top of that, all the different problems that can come when you're dealing with a real person, you know, and it's not even just that though. It's not even just that. It's also, because I've heard this. Now, I don't know this through experience, but I've heard this. And I know you guys have heard this as well. But you guys ever hear those stories where people hook up and they regret it? Whether it's a man or a woman, where they hook up and it's just, and they just feel dirty after it. Like, it's just like I've heard a lot of stories of guys who lost their virginity in an act of desperation. Like, they got drunk and hooked up with the ham planet at a party or something. And I see those stories where guys like, man, I wish I would have never lost my virginity that way. I wish I would have just held on to it. Like, I've seen stuff like that so many times. So when you have sex, now don't get me wrong, you can masturbate to porn and overdo it and feel regretful about it. That's real. But the weight of having regretful sex with another person is going to be much heavier, much, much heavier. And not only that, when you're done, you're looking at a whole ass human being that you now got to get rid of. I done hooked up and had sex with this girl, but I don't really like her. We don't have a connection. We don't have anything in common, but she laying in my bed. And I just really want to be by myself right now. Is that really what you want to deal with? Is that really better than masturbating to porn and being like, damn, I shouldn't have masturbated to that. Let me wash my hands and take a nap. Right? Nah, bro, you're not going to convince me. And then Pretty Boy Red says on the same video, Chad, I definitely feel like you doubt yourself for real, bro. I know you said before you don't put in effort to try to attract girls, which I totally get. I've been listening to you for a while, long term, and you inspired me to really let it go and enjoy life. And through that, I actually was able to get laid consistently. So I really feel like with that on your end, you could definitely bag some girls for real. And as a black guy for real at 22, I appreciate the stories and advice you a chatty you don't even know. And then Darden says, advice for what? How to sabotage your chances? No, but I can see it though. I can see what he's saying, because when you apply like my mindset and my mentality like this, because if you guys are really long time fans, the first time I really talked about being a virgin, like really went in depth with like my story, and like embracing being a virgin and things like that, it goes back to How to Be a Neat in the episode I've Never Seen a Vagina. And I listed the things that I felt like were most important to get laid. And some people might disagree, but I think I put status at number one, like basically like being like a famous person. But I think I put attitude above looks and personality. Attitude. Now, I know that sounds, that's going to sound crazy to some of you. But the reason why I say attitude is because I think that with anything in life, well, almost anything, let's not go Tony Robbins here. But with most things in life, in order to be successful, you got to have the right attitude. And you got to really want it. You got to want it bad enough to take L's and take losses and deal with failure and get back up again and try again. But that's attitude. And I feel like if nothing else, that's something that I'm able to convey, even as someone who's been completely unsuccessful with women. I always maintain a positive attitude about life and in the things that I want to do. So even though I've not had any success in dating, you know, these guys, they see me go from being jobless to having a job and excelling at it, getting my first car, and, you know, expanding my social circle and my reach. And, you know, up until recently, again, that GalaxyCon video and that whole experience was like the culmination of all the work I've been putting into myself in terms of fitness, but also socializing and just all the self-improvement. I was able to just lay all that out there in that experience and have a great time, you know. But I can see how people can take that energy and that attitude, because really think about it. If I took that positive attitude and applied it to dating, I could probably find some success. You know, it's just that I really don't want it bad enough to put myself through that shit. But if I took my attitude and just directed that energy and focus towards dating, then I probably could get something going on. You know, I just don't want it bad enough to go through that shit. But I can see why it helped him. Because if I was able to help him improve his attitude, because it's all about where you direct it. And we're all different. We all have different goals and things that we're trying to achieve. So it's not about us directing a positive attitude towards the same goal. It's about directing it towards the goal that we want. So I might not apply or use my positive attitude towards dating, but I use it for other things that I want badly enough to put in the work for. And so if you watch my content and you're inspired by my attitude and my energy, and you're able to apply that to your lifestyle, you can apply that to anything. You can apply that. Maybe you want to join the military, or maybe you want to be a painter or start your own business. Or maybe you want to, you know, finally get up the courage to go move to another state or travel to another country. You can apply a positive attitude to anything that you're trying to do. It's just that in my case, I use my attitude for things different from him. He used it to get women. I used it for my personal goals. But I can see how he benefited from it, because a lot of it is just his attitude. You know, even with me self-sabotaging and being weird, you know, now think if I would have went to GalaxyCon and said, I'm going to talk to 100 girls. I'm going to ask out 100 girls. The same way I go to the gym and say, I'm going to do 500 push-ups a day. I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups. It's all about the attitude and where you direct it. So I can see how he benefited from that. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you on the next one. Johnny.